What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Gaming with the Bros Cast.
What's going on, everybody? Episode number 65. Wow,
65.
we've entered retirement, I must say.
Yeah, we're there. We are there. But yeah, this is Gaming with the Bros podcast. My name is Harrison. I am here with my brother Nick. As always, of course. You know how it goes.
Yeah, you know how we do it here right now.
Nick, how's your week been?
Week's been pretty good. Still down here in sunny Florida. You know, just
So
soaking
jealous.
the rays. I actually took my desk outside
Oh my god.
and worked a full day outside. Alicia's parents have like a screened in kind of area, so I just brought the desk out there and just. It was nice, man. It was nice until it got dark, and then the bugs started coming.
Yeah.
But until then, it was pretty nice. Just got out this weekend. Went to the skate park a little bit.
Sweet.
Got a nice big bruise on my thigh.
Nice.
Yeah, it was great. You know, it reminded me I was alive, and that's what matters. It was a pretty good week. Been busy with work, but
yeah, kind of slowing down a little bit more.
No, it's speeding back up actually.
Oh,
there was someone left. Someone quit.
Oh,
so there was a little bit of shakeups. So I got moved around a little bit, and I'm on another client partially for the next couple weeks.
Okay.
So yeah, it'll still be busy, which is cool. It's hard working so late when I'm in Florida, because back when I was in North Carolina, like, oh, it's cold, you don't really want to go outside.
Yeah.
It's fine being inside all day, but here it's like, man, I want to get out and go like bike ride or something, or play disc golf. But
exactly.
Yeah, no, I can't.
Yeah, I feel you. Like it's been really nice here this week. It's been like in the 60s, 70s here. And like today it was like 72, 73. So it's been beautiful. So like, I think it was on Tuesday. I pulled out my blower because our neighbors have a bunch of pine trees in our yard. So pine needles are constantly coming into the driveway. So I blew them off, and I cranked up the motor for the first time, and like you could just get that hint of gasoline, and I was just like, man, I missed this. And then like 2 minutes later, like someone was barbecuing. So I was like, gosh, I want spring so bad right now. I'm just like, we have like zero snow pretty much this year, and it doesn't look like we're going to get any. So I'm ready to move on to spring and to warmer days, because I love being outside just doing yard work. And I had my pressure washer today and pressure washed off my brick patio and stuff, and that was fun as far as pressure washing.
It's very satisfying.
It is, yeah. It is very satisfying. So I did that, and it was on Saturday. I mean, not to get too personal, but we moved our grandma into an assisted living facility. She's very hesitant, of course, as most people would be. You're losing kind of your freedom, especially with kind of COVID going on, and I mean, going from a fairly large house to a 2-bedroom dorm apartment, kind of like that size. But once we got everything moved in, she seemed like she was pretty happy, so that was good. And then it was definitely a long day, but yeah, good week.
Nice. Back to pressure washing for a second. Have you ever snagged your foot or any other limb while you were pressure washing?
I have, but my pressure washer is electric, so it's not super powerful as far as like PSI goes. It definitely stings, for sure. And I'm sure if I were to get as close as possible to my foot or something, it would probably hurt, maybe break some skin. But I've touched my foot or my skin or my legs, or like because last year I was pressure washing off my deck, getting the paint off so we could paint it this year. and redo it. And I
Mhm.
had like paint chippings all over my legs, so I just used the pressure washer to kind of spray it off, and it stings a little bit, but it's a good sting. I don't know.
One of those things where like I know I shouldn't do it, but I've always wanted to try it. Like
Yeah.
just nail my toe for a second.
Yeah, I've and the I've got the second, like, because it comes with mine. Well, mine comes with three different angles that you can use. I think mine's
Yeah.
like a 15-degree angle, so pretty close to being, you know, um, to zero, whatever. I don't know how zero would work. Putting that on there, that might break some skin if I tried to do that. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, man, should I try this? Should I put
Just
this on
know
my
what it feels
skin?
like.
Yeah,
It's like
it stings. It stings.
it's like if you play airsoft, you got to get shot once just
Yeah,
to just to feel just
yeah, just
feel
to
the
feel
feeling.
alive.
Also, sorry for any listeners if I sound like I'm in an empty room. I am. So that's why it sounds like that.
I am.
My fiance's parents bought a or built a house down in Florida. So they're still in North Carolina for the next year, but they're like coming down here intermittently, and this is
Yeah,
one of the empty rooms. So that's why it sounds a little echoey.
a little echoey.
Yeah,
It's all good. Anything else that you want to talk about this week before we dive into what we've been playing?
I think that's it. Let's
Awesome.
get into it.
Yeah. What have you been playing? Because I have only been playing pretty much one thing.
I think I've just been playing one thing.
Yeah, 3D World.
I feel like you're a little bit more heated about this than I am, so I'll let you get into it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go off on a little bit of a tangenty rant real quick. So I had 3D World on Wii U, and I beat the game, of course, but I didn't really touch like the post game stuff too much. And the game is fairly easy, even like by yourself. Like it's a very easy game, but it's fun. I mean, like the levels are creative. It starts getting challenging when you have to get the green stars, and especially in this one where as long as you touch the green star, and even if you die and restart the level, as long as you don't lose all of your lives, it still counts as you getting the star. So it's a
Mhm.
very, very easy game. Um, and then like trying to do like getting the 10,000 points on the pole, whatever, at the very end of each level, or the gold flag is what they call it. Um, that could be a little bit of a challenge too. I am past all that. I am on the final the world, I guess you want to call it. I did, because there's three different parts. There's a Captain Toad level, which is probably it's pretty easy. I mean, it's a little challenging. Probably the hardest Captain Toad level in the game, but they're pretty
Mhm.
easy.
Yeah.
Then you have the Star Rush one, where throughout the game, there's these levels you play where you only have like 10 seconds to get the star. Someone's like 5 in a row. I think the longest one is like 10.
Yeah, those are fun.
This one is 20 in a row, I think. And some of those are pretty tricky, and you have to start over every time if you fail. Um, so that sucked. I finally got through that. Um, and then I started doing the last level, and this is the biggest bullshit level I've ever like. But it's the worst Mario level ever made. I hate it so much. It's like I said, the game is like pretty easy. Um, so of
Mhm.
course on this level, the only level in the game, you don't get like the white Tanuki suit, which is great. There's no checkpoints in this level. There's also no power ups in this level at all. So if you get damaged at the very beginning of this game, at the level, you have to stay in as mini Mario the entire time, which is fine. Because there's only really a couple spots where you really need to be Big Mario. So if you've gotten to that point and haven't been damaged, you might be okay. Um, but that being said, like it's just one of those levels where each section is difficult enough to where you'll die so many times that when you finally get to like the latter half of this big level, um, you don't get an opportunity to practice enough to
Yeah.
actually be good at it. So it's very, very frustrating, and one of the most um kind of the worst platforming I think is kind of like the disappearing platforms. I really don't like those. I know it's all about timing, and when in this level, you get it down pretty easy, but you could still make if you like the make the slightest mistake,
Mhm.
you die. I mean, there's very very little room for like margin of error in these levels. So yeah, it's just frustrating. I mean, I've died probably 500 or 600 times now. Um, yeah, it's brutal. I ended up having to do the infinite life trick or whatever. Um, I don't know if you've ever seen that, Nick. If you go to World 2 or 1-2,
Yep.
there's a spot where you can take the shell and throw it between two platforms and then just jump on it as Mario or
Hmm.
whoever, and it'll get your life up. So I started with like 900 something lives before I died probably 100 times. So yeah, it's been really frustrating. And just the fact that you just don't get to practice those late part of that level is really what's like the most irritating part. And then if you want to try to do it with start with like the Tanuki suit and like have the cat suit as the backup, if you die, you lose your power up. So I wish
Yeah.
like if you had the power up to start the level, like it would just
You
go
keep it.
revert back to that. So it's really frustrating. Like I know it is a lot easier with those two power ups, but just having to go back and get them every single time is like
That's
a
pretty
really
frustrating.
yeah really really frustrating. So at this point, I don't know. I'll probably keep trying just because like that's kind of the gamer in me is like I have to beat it. Um, but yeah, it's like the worst experience I've had, and it's one of those levels and like or kind of the end game thing to where it's pretty much like clouded my judgment on the rest of the game, you
Mhm.
know. So I mean, I love it. It's a great Mario game, like one of the best. But yeah, it's just really really soured my experience on it. Like it's just a little. It's like a touch bit too difficult.
How long is this level?
There are one, two, three, four, technically five sections. Like when you get to the end of the level, it'll shoot you off to another section. But um, I
Oh,
mean, you could beat it within 5 minutes. It's really quick if you do it. But there's just it feels like every single part of this level is designed to completely screw you over at every given point.
right.
So yeah, it's just been so frustrating. Like the last level of like Odyssey was hard. It was difficult, but I never
It
felt that
wasn't
I couldn't do it.
unfair.
Yeah, I felt like it was just I had to practice. So yeah, it's just been really frustrating. Um, I kind of want to see your thoughts on it when if you get to it. Uh,
Yeah,
but
I'll get there eventually. I beat the main campaign like the first 8 levels, and I got to the ninth, and I've kind of been playing it where like I'm trying to get all green stars in each level before I move on.
yeah,
But I feel like I'm already annoyed at the first level because it requires, or at least I think it requires, the fire suit just to light up these.
yeah, it does, it does.
But it
There are what part are you getting frustrated at?
well, it's not that I'm necessarily like frustrated at the difficulty of it. It's just it like there's a part after you like ride Plessy. I think that's the character's name.
I so if you go to the left right after you ride Plessy, there's a
There's a
hidden
fire.
block. There's a hidden block that you jump up and get the fire. Because I did the same thing. I was like,
I really have to like go to World 1 or
yeah,
something and get.
there's no option to get a fire thing, and I was like, that's never happened in the game. They've always
Yeah.
supplied you what you need to get it. But yeah, but in that I looked it up because like I was just like, there's no way, and then it was
Yeah.
right there to the left. It's like a hidden
Okay.
block,
Well, thanks
and it
thanks
pops
for
right
telling me that. That saves me a lot of headache. Yeah. So like
Yeah,
that's why I was already frustrated because I was like, God, I really have to like go like freaking like collect a power up from another level and then come back here and hope I don't lose it.
yeah. I really wish one thing they would have changed with 3D World is added the ability to stack power ups like they did with 3D Bowser or Bowser's Fury.
Yeah.
Because like that was just so awesome. Like it takes the frustration out of it completely. You know?
Yeah. At least having like one of each or something would have
Yeah.
been nice. But
because and then the fact that like there's houses that give you they have like the big box and like the little box. Like why can't that just be one and it just shoots them all out? Like why do they have to do that? It doesn't. It's just
Like,
like
why is that flip of a coin?
and it's frustrating because you don't ever really need it throughout the game. It's never a problem until you get to that final level.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just been really frustrating for
Or like
me.
if you could buy power up somehow,
Yeah, or
like
something.
that'd be, I don't know, that'd be nice.
Yeah, but
I mean, no, I'm really enjoying it. I'm just going back and doing the gold flag polls and getting the rest of
yeah,
the skins before I kind of go on to World 9. But yeah, I'm really liking it. It's really fun, pretty easy, you know,
yeah.
not too much challenge except like a few parts of a few levels up until this point. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
really
that
like
was
it.
because one of the criteria to get to the final level is like, and you only have to do one out of the three, but you have to beat, you have to get all the stamps, 100%, like, or get gold flagpoles, or beat a level with every character.
Mm.
And I ended up doing the flagpole thing, and it unlocked the last level for me. But what it's cool after that, all the levels, like when you try to jump into the world, it'll tell you um, if you've beaten it with that character. So that was pretty
Oh,
cool.
nice.
I don't know if they did that in the original game, but I was going through all the levels, and I was like, because some levels like require you to play as Peach or Luigi
Mm.
to get a stamp, which is fine. But I couldn't remember if I had beaten that with Mario too, so I just redid it for a couple of them, not really sure, and then sure enough, it was fine. But I was at that point, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to go back and beat all this because I don't know what I've beaten with what character, and it just seems like kind of frustrating. But then it showed that kind of statistic on the
That's
level itself,
nice.
which was cool. I was definitely appreciative of that. But yeah, I really just want to. And then now I'm at the point where you have to beat this level 5 times with every, or once with each character for it to count as to get the stamp for the character. So
Mhm.
I'm just like, I don't want to do this.
I mean, once you get it
And
once, you're
and
getting
honestly,
easy.
maybe when you get there, we can play co-op online and try it
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
see, and then maybe we can well, I mean our odds will obviously be better, but maybe we can do it that way. That might be a good idea.
Yeah. I'll try to get there as fast as I can.
We'll scrub it out.
Man, I'm nervous now. Part of me wants to like look up a video, just
I
watch the
looked
level.
up some videos. Like this one
You
dude,
did.
like he had beat it with Rosalina, and then he beat it with Mario, and he was like the luckiest dude ever. He's like, I can't believe I beat that on my first try. He's like, I probably just made it look so easy. I was like, yeah, you did, asshole.
I'm 600 tries deep and I'm going crazy.
Oh my god. But yeah, that's pretty
Oh,
much what I've been playing. I've been thinking about picking up Bravely Default 2.
dude, me too. I've been thinking. I've also been thinking about finishing Octopath Traveler before I play Bravely
Yeah,
Default.
I'm on the same boat because like yeah, I'm in the mood for like kind of an RPG style like that. Um, because I really don't have anything on my Xbox right now to play. Uh, so
It's weird that we have new consoles and
just have nothing to
we
play.
yeah. So
Which yeah, and we'll get to Sony's state of play here shortly. But yeah, it's a little frustrating. But
yeah.
yep. Anything else that you have been playing, Nick?
No, that's it.
Cool
That
deal.
is
Well,
it.
let's jump into the next segment, which is kind of the highlights of the news this week. There's a lot. There's a lot. We had a couple of events. We'll go ahead and start out with Sony's state of play. Kind of like Nintendo, it's was their first state of play of 2021. So regardless of what they say, it's automatically going to have like a pretty high level of hype
Yep.
around it. People just want to know what they can play for their PS5. And yeah, so let's move on because there wasn't anything to talk about. No, but they said they started the event off with Crash 4,
Yep.
which is already been out and
For a
it's coming
while.
for a while and it's coming to PS5 now. Also Switch and also Series X.
Hmm.
So that wasn't a great way to start, and it kind of just went downhill from there. I mean, they showed off more of Returnal, which is kind of like that uh,
The roguelike third person
roguelike. Yeah, it's got like
shoot.
some kind of psychological horror, suspense, I don't know,
Yeah,
paranormal stuff
it's
like
a
that into it.
first person in some parts of it.
Yeah.
Um,
It, I really could kind of care less about this game. It doesn't kind of appeal to me. It may be
yeah,
awesome, but just what I've seen, I haven't liked. And this is the third time now saying this thing.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. This is their time.
so I it just
It,
kind of baffles me that they keep showing this thing off. Same with what's the art?
Oddworld, Soulstorm.
Yeah, they showed that off again. Which I don't know. It's an Oddworld game. This is the third time we've seen this thing now. I just
You kind of know what you're getting into at this point. It's like
yeah, I don't know if they're
2 games in.
yeah, I don't know why they keep showing this, to be honest. They did say that if you're a PS Plus subscriber in May when this comes out, you'll get it for free that month, which is cool.
Mhm.
Um, and then they showed off more of the what is the arcade game? I had a blank.
Oh, Deathloop.
Definitely, yeah, they showed that off again.
Yep.
Which again, this another game that I'm really not that interested in.
This is a cool trailer though. It's kind
It
of
was
like
a cool trailer,
James
but
Bond themes.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was. But yeah, look, we've seen it already, so just lots of stuff we've seen, and nothing really new. Um, what else did they show off, Nick?
They showed off Saifu, which is the kung fu game that's coming in 2021. That one looked pretty cool. That one looked pretty unique and interesting.
Yeah, I read the description for that, and apparently every time you die, your character gets older, and like you get
Hmm.
better at martial arts. So kind of an
That was
interesting
nice.
gameplay
Yeah.
for that.
We got another look at Knockout City. If you saw the Nintendo Direct last week,
Yeah, which
um,
I mean, I know this stuff is already planned in advance. But yeah, seeing that again was just a huge bummer because it did not show well in like the direct. They spent way too much time on it, and
mhm.
then we get to watch it again. I did think the video was better for it. The trailer they didn't have the characters talking in the very beginning.
Yeah, that was
Like,
that was much
it was
better.
kind of more of just gameplay, and it looks okay. But it's $20 also. I thought this was gonna be free to play, but this is
Oh, it's
20
$20.
yeah, so
Okay.
$20 games. I don't know where this style of game is gonna fit in with like, the free to play or free to play games that have kind of eaten up most of people's times
Mhm.
here recently. So we'll see.
We'll
It
see.
looks okay.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it could be cool, but I'm not not too excited
Yeah.
for it
I
as of
definitely
now.
would have checked it out if it was free to play. And maybe there'll be like some demo or something.
Yeah. We also got some new Solar Ash gameplay. That was
Yeah.
like it. I don't even know what it
Like a
looks like.
3D like action platformery kind of
Yeah, yeah,
like super high speed platformer.
yeah.
It
I mean,
looks
that looks
okay.
good. Looks good.
Yeah.
Um, we got first gameplay for Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. I mean, this one could be pretty fun. You know,
Is this a single player game or multiplayer game?
I think it's single player.
Okay. Yeah, I mean
But
it could be cool. I mean, it didn't like the trailer didn't look super scary just cuz like it was so bright and not a lot of dark like kind of dark areas, But
that could add to the tints.
yeah.
Tints.
I mean it was kind of cool like looking back like when the person looked back and like you have like the giant uh animatronic like running after you. That's
Yeah, that
but
was pretty freaky.
yeah.
We have Kena Bridge of Spirits trailer.
This I'm probably the most excited for
Yeah.
from this state of play. Like this game looks really really good. Like right up my alley like kind of character action kind of game. It looks
Mhm.
good.
Yeah, this one's only $40. Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then they ended the presentation with Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate, which comes to PS5 on June 10th, 2021. and it's like a upgraded version from the PS4 version, and then it includes an additional chapter,
Yeah,
kind
and
of like a side story.
only the PS5 version is getting this chapter 2,
Okay,
which
cool.
is kind of crappy, I guess. But I mean, I guess if you, well, yeah, I mean, if you don't have a PS5, then it's kind of sucks. So I don't know how big this additional chapter is going to be. Um, but as someone who has not played Final Fantasy yet, if I ever get a PS5, I will definitely pick this up because
Mhm.
like it looks like the improvements they've done, you could definitely tell with kind of the differences they've shown off. So
Yeah, and if you own the PS4 version, you can upgrade to the PS5 version for free,
yep, that's cool.
which is nice. But that was it. I mean, they didn't
Yeah,
show
and
any
then
of God of War or Horizon or Last of Us 2, that multiplayer mode that's coming. Yeah, pretty much nothing
yeah,
new.
it just kind of ended. And they were just kind of like, yep, that's it, and then nothing. So yeah, kind of a bummer. Glad it wasn't as long as the direct, um, for what they had,
Yeah,
but yeah, just kind of two back to back events that were just. I mean, I thought this was bad. The Nintendo Direct was it was okay. You know, we got some good stuff out of it. It wasn't terrible, but
yeah, it was just a waste of time.
yeah, yeah, it was kind of a waste of time. But this was like a waste of time and like just a middle finger to like to the people.
Like, yeah, they just had
I
nothing
mean,
first party to show at
yeah, and then
all.
the fact that they showed 3 games that we already seen before, you know, multiple times was a bummer. But yeah, you wanna talk about the Pokemon event, which was actually pretty good.
Yes, I would love to talk about the Pokemon then. So, so it started out with that like what 10-minute video or not 8-minute video going through just the entire history of the Pokemon franchise
Yeah,
within games, media, you know, everything. And that was pretty cool. Like it
yeah, it
was a
was awesome.
cool little look back on all the games. Like, you know, I wouldn't say that the series has necessarily like evolved a ton
No, not at
since the
all.
initial games, but
No.
like in a different sense, like the franchise itself has really evolved and kind of come into its own with taking up movies with like Detective Pikachu, and that was like an
Yeah.
actual good movie,
Yeah, it was.
and then releasing like consistently good Pokemon games. You know, you know,
Yeah. I mean, like even I mean we didn't love Sword and Shield, but it's not that it was necessarily like a bad Pokemon game.
mhm,
We're just
expecting
ready
more.
for something new. And this wasn't kind of it. It was kind of more of the same. And I didn't really love the kind of the Gigantamaxing stuff. I think it's kind of a gimmick, which for the past 4 or 5 Pokemon games, there have been like a gimmick to it. You know, it's they got the
Yeah,
Z moves and they got the Mega Evolutions are actually pretty cool. But you got that, you got the Z moves. You know, they started doing like the alternate version of like kind of some Pokemon. You know, that the Alolan version,
yeah,
and then
that was
Galarian
cool.
versions, which are cool, um, but not really like game changers.
Not a selling point, so to speak.
Yeah, exactly. And then the whole Sword and Shield thing with like you know limiting the decks because of like the animations were harder to like make and render, and the animations were kind of just the same like what we've always known. And then like they introduced the 2 expansion passes, which add more Pokemon to the game. So it's like you guys are kind of taking advantage of your fans here, and
Yeah,
you know they're going to buy it, and that's kind of where I feel like Game Freak has been for a very long time. Is they don't have to do much. You know, they create a new region, they create new Pokemon, um, and then just kind of keep the gameplay the same because they don't need to change because it's still gonna sell millions and millions and millions of copies. So
I mean, Sword and Shield is one of the best sellers in the franchise.
yeah, so as a Pokemon fan, but not like super into Pokemon, um, I'm ready for something new. So
and
that's
and, and we kind of got that with it
yeah, and we
in
kind
the
of got
good.
a first look at what Game Freak is kind of building on up. But they did announce Pokemon Brilliant Sapphire and Shiny Pearl, which also
Brilliant
names.
Diamond.
Oh wait, what Brilliant Diamond? What I say?
Yeah,
Sapphire.
Brilliant Sapphire.
Brilliant Diamond and Shiny Pearl.
Shiny Pearl.
Okay, cool. So
not even a Pokemon fan over here.
But yeah, those games look great. They're was it Gen is it Gen 4? Gen 4, yep. So yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, they look really good. I mean, I'm torn between wanting like an like super updated art style / 3D and just wanting them to like kind of do the same game again.
Yeah.
Kind of like what I feel like they're doing. But I'm gonna pick this up. This looks really exciting. I loved Pokemon Diamond when I played through that on DS, and look forward to playing through it again.
Yeah.
So it looks really good. Like I'm glad kind of the fans are getting what they wanted because this game's been rumored for
forever.
Yeah, forever. Like Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire came out back when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Like 2013.
Yeah, those are great games. I loved it.
Yeah, those are great.
I love going back to those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's been a really long time since we've had like a proper remake of any one of the Pokemon games.
Yeah.
Let's Go, which was good, but we've already been back to Blue and Red a couple of times.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it was just time to move on, and I'm glad they're doing that Gen 4 remake.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely excited for that. And then we got another look at Pokemon Snap. Kind of like some additional features and stuff. I still want to see like kind of some more meat to the game because I don't know if it's necessarily worth $60.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see kind of how long it is and stuff. So
yeah, what's cool is the more you play through like one of the levels or one of the maps, the more like the Pokemon's actions will change.
Yeah.
So you're kind of getting a different experience every time you play through one of the same maps.
Yeah, and it's like a lot with the first one. You replayed it a ton just to unlock different stuff within the level itself. So yeah, probably a lot of probably like a high level of replayability, I'm assuming, with this game.
Yeah, so I'm excited. It's such a weird game because it's just a photo taking game.
Yeah, but it's
so simple.
Fun.
Yeah, it's just fun. Do you wanna talk about the last announcement that they had?
Yeah, so they kind of showed off like it's Pokemon Legends Arceus. So it looks like it's an open world kind of Pokemon game. It's like behind the shoulder. Yeah, very Breath of the Wild-esque. Kind of like that game we were talking about I think before the show, but that game as a kid where you're you want like just an open world game, and I think hopefully we're gonna get it. This looks very early, but it looks cool. It looks really good.
Yeah, and for those who don't know, this one's set in the Sinnoh region. I think that's Diamond and Pearl region, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Sinnoh region. It's called a pre-make, so it's set before kind of before the Sinnoh region came into its own.
Yeah.
So it's before like Diamond and Pearl, but it's in that region. You choose a starter from a couple of different generations.
Yeah, it's like Cyndaquil. It's still fire, blue, and fire, water, and grass, but it's Cyndaquil and two others I can't remember. But
Ottawa, I think Ottawa is one of them.
Ottawa, yeah, Ottawa, or yeah, something like that.
Growlithe. No.
Is it Turtwig?
No, not Growlithe. Turtwig. I think it's
Turtwig. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, this game, like open world, like you sneak up on Pokemon and you actively throw a Pokeball at them and you watch it catch them in real time.
Yep.
Um,
The battling still kind of looks the same, as far as
Yeah.
like kind of what you're used to. Because I was kind of excited. I was like, well, maybe the battling will be different, but yeah, maybe I mean maybe it'll be, instead of being turn based, it'll be kind of like an active turn based kind of thing, kind of like I don't know, Final Fantasy like 11 or something like that, where you have like a time
Yeah.
frame to get an attack in. Otherwise, you're going to get attacked again. So maybe it's something like that, which could be pretty interesting,
Mhm.
where you have to like make moves on the fly or kind of adjust on the fly. That could be kind of cool. Probably not. It'll probably just be turn based, but it's kind of like at a different angle,
Yeah.
but or perspective. But yeah, it looks cool. I'm excited. I'm pretty excited for this. Like, it looks very interesting. Can't wait to see more. Did they give a release date for this thing?
They just said 2022.
Okay, so sometime next year.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And you can definitely tell it's early in development because there were some serious frame rate.
Yeah,
issues.
yeah,
I
it was a
rewatched
little,
it a couple of times and like,
yeah, it was a little choppy.
yeah, like some of the Pokemon were dipping down to like, I feel like under 10 frames a second at
Yeah.
certain points. So it looks really early, and I hope they take their time with it and not try to rush this game out, because if they do it right, this could be the game that like kind of every Pokemon fan has always wanted.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited for the potential for this game. Just yeah, I'm really happy they're doing this. And we forgot to say, but Diamond and Pearl remake isn't being done by Game Freak.
Yeah, it's being developed by somebody else, but it's being kind of overseen by, I think, a director from Game Freak or something like that.
I can't remember what the.
I'm assuming that the new remakes are $60, right?
Probably.
Okay.
I can only imagine. Oh, it's developed by Ilka Inc.
Okay.
Oh, they did Pokemon Home.
Okay.
So they haven't really done a Pokemon game.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure it's if it's being overseen,
yeah,
it's probably fine.
I mean, it looks fine. Like,
yeah, it looks good. It looks good.
Yeah.
Which one do you plan on picking up?
The opposite of whatever you pick up.
Well, it's what, Palkia is the Pearl one, right? And then I can't remember the other one. The legendary.
Actually, I got Diamond when I was a kid, so I'll probably get Pearl.
Okay.
I'll get Pearl now.
I kind of want Diamond. But yeah, looks cool. Definitely not a lot announced. We just kind of got the 3 things, but it was very focused, and yeah, it was good. Like, everything that was shown off got me excited for Pokemon in general. So I'm thoroughly pleased with this 25th celebration video we got.
Yeah, it was short and sweet, to the point. That's all you can ask for. We got that new Post Malone cover.
Have you listened to it yet?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Is it? I didn't listen, because it's like Houdini. It's like Houdini and the Blowfish cover, right?
Yeah, the I only want to be with you.
Oh gosh.
It was good. It's pretty good.
I choose you.
Oh, you should have done that. Really good.
Yeah, I need to watch that. But yeah, that was kind of it for that event. Very good event. Hopefully the other developer or the other companies can kind of look at that and be like, oh, that's how you do a proper video, because the last couple have not been great.
Yeah.
I wonder where Microsoft's going to do an event. They're kind of the last one.
We'll probably get it next week.
Fingers crossed, baby.
Yeah,
they probably won't show Halo for a while.
Oh, actually, we did forget about one piece of news. They showed off some screenshots from Halo Infinite.
Oh, did they? I missed those.
Looks pretty good.
Cool.
They showed off some in-world first-person screenshots.
Okay.
Yeah. Good. Check them out.
I'll check them out. You want to read the next one?
Yeah. So, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 is coming to next gen and the Switch. It's coming to next gen consoles in March, and you can pay a $10 upgrade if you already own the game. I think it's $50 otherwise.
Yeah.
And then it's coming to Switch console later this year, and that's going to be $40.
Okay.
So they didn't announce a date for that one, but it'll probably be like September, sometime around then.
About a year
It's
after.
cool. Yeah. I mean, that's a classic Activision Switch
remakes.
release.
Yep.
It's frustrating, but no, this is pretty exciting. I hope they add Pro Skater 3 as like DLC or something.
Probably not. They'll probably do 3 and 4
You think they'll do
as like a package.
Yeah.
I would love an underground or underground, right?
Yeah, underground.
Yeah, 1 and 2 like remake. That'd be pretty cool. But
I wonder if this hold up.
Yeah, I don't know if like the comedy in that would hold up because it's like pretty much the Jackass crew.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how the comedy would hold up in that one, but that'd be cool. Next one up is Sony is working on a PSVR 2. It only has one connector cable, so a lot less cables than the original PSVR. New controllers is not coming in 2021, so 2022 maybe. But this is cool. I thought Sony for sure would just kind of give this up because they haven't really made anything
specific.
They haven't really mentioned the VR in quite a while. So I thought they were kind of done with it because I mean it sold decently well, but nothing crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Nick, as an owner of the original VR and as an owner of Oculus 2, the Quest 2, does this excite you at all? Unless there's just something like crazy first party wise.
Yeah, not necessarily. Yeah, unless there's something first party, and I don't really know what they would announce, but yeah, not super excited about PSVR 2. I'm just kind of waiting for new original games to come to Oculus Quest 2.
Yeah.
In the meantime, so yeah, I don't know. Like, I really enjoyed my time with PSVR, especially with Resident Evil. That was kind of worth it alone. And then I only played through like a handful of games. One of them was Until Dawn, Rush of Blood.
Yep.
Batman.
Did you ever check out like the Doom VR thing they did?
No, I never checked out Doom. I should have.
Wasn't there like a Skyrim one too? I felt
you had to buy Skyrim again.
God.
Dude, I can't.
I can't buy it like a 17th time.
Yeah, I'd already bought like the remastered version for PS4, and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna pay $60 for Skyrim in VR when I'm not gonna play through it.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna get through 20 to 60 hours of Skyrim in VR.
Yeah, no
way.
But yeah, that's coming sometime in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
So
sometime in the next couple of years. So
we'll see. Yeah, I think they really have to push their like first party developers into making some really cool original IPs. Because otherwise I just don't see a room for this thing with like how well like the Oculus Quest is done in general. I still want them to bring, now that Kaylee has one, I want them to bring Half-Life to the Oculus.
I hope they can like figure out how to do that. That'd be really good.
Yeah. But moving on, Bloodlines 2 is delayed indefinitely. If you guys don't remember this game, it was the one that was kind of announced in like the video last year for Microsoft's around the E3 time.
Mm-hmm.
It looked really cool. Like it looked like creepy. And this is Bloodlines. What, the Masquerade? Is that like the full title too? Okay. So yeah, you're like a vampire and stuff. And but yeah, that trailer back then looked really cool. I never played the original, but I was very intrigued about what I saw for that trailer. So I was looking forward to playing this, but yeah, it has been delayed indefinitely and it's been moved over to a new developer. So that's not a good sign.
It doesn't sound good.
Yeah, so evidently they weren't doing what the publisher wanted. so badly, I guess, that they changed developers, which is you don't hear about that a lot. So who knows when this comes out? I mean, who knows how much was done? Who knows how much assets are going to be transferred to the new developer? So, yeah, a bummer, but oh well.
Oh well, yeah. I do want a good vampire game.
Yeah, that's kind of like
kind of an untapped territory in some regard.
Yeah, and like the Vampire Masquerade series has been kind of interesting. Or the first one was just so I've kind of heard. It seems pretty interesting at what they do. But yeah, yeah, like you said, it's kind of untapped.
Yeah. So hopefully that kind of gets on its feet and kind of, I don't know, is able to get released in some capacity.
Yeah.
Or yeah, find a new developer or something.
Yeah, who knows? Last kind of story we have is Valheim has sold over 4 million copies as of like 3 or 4 days ago. So I'm sure it's sold way more now, or way more then, but or now, whatever. But yeah, this game looks really cool, man. I really want to try it. Unfortunately, it's only on PC, but it looks really cool. I've heard nothing but like great things about it.
Yeah, this looks really cool. Like it's one of those kind of, I feel like just video games in general have had a lot of this lately, but just like this extreme mass following right off the bat.
Yeah.
Like with Fall Guys, Valheim, Among Us, like these games are just like going off when they're coming out. Just from streamers, TikTok, whatever.
Yeah.
Boosting.
Well, I'd say I think it's just a 5-person team, which is crazy, but
wow.
But yeah, I mean, it looks cool. I really do want to try it, but yeah, good for that. I love to see when stuff like this happens, like when stuff just like pops off,
kind of out of
goes
the blue.
crazy. Yeah, so very cool to see.
Mm-hmm.
And that is going to do it for the news. Our kind of last segment of the show in celebration of 25 years of Pokemon. We're going to talk about like our favorite Pokemon game.
That's tough.
Do you want to start, or do you want me to start?
I think I can start.
Okay.
Okay. So I think I've played through every mainline Pokemon game. So
yeah,
played through what? I probably played through Fire Red before I played through like the actual original Red and Blue. But yeah, played through Fire Red, played Golds, Sapphire, Emeralds, Heart Gold, Black and White. I didn't finish Black and White 2.
I think I went back and I bought that game and I finished it, but I really couldn't tell you too much about those 2 games anyways.
Okay. And then there was X and Y.
Yep.
Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, Let's Go, Pikachu and Eevee, Sword and Shield, and then that's it so far. So I think Emerald might be my favorite.
Okay. And Emerald is the what is like it's the third game. What?
It's with Kyogre, Groudon.
Okay, so it's like it's the third out of the Alpha and Ruby games.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Ruby and Sapphire.
Okay.
Yes, it's third of those games. I mean, it's one of the ones I remember playing the most on the old Game Boy Advance. I remember being stuck on the Elite Four for a while and like not having any potions to use. So I think that's one of my favorite. And then Pokemon Diamond as well, because that one kind of integrated like online trading.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember just like
the world like the trade world or whatever it's called.
Yeah. I can't remember what it is exactly, but just like I would just trade out any Pokemon I found and kind of get back random Pokemon and return them. And mostly like they were from Japan, so they would have like these Japanese names.
Yeah.
I just thought that was like so cool.
Yeah.
yeah, that was like just such a cool addition to the Pokemon games because like you normally needed like a link cable to trade and it was just such a hassle, but
Mm-hmm.
they added this like online interface and it was just groundbreaking at the time. It's pretty cool. So I think
Cool.
yeah, I think Pokemon Diamond and then Emeralds are my
Okay.
two. What about you?
Probably I would say probably gold or silver. Specifically silver. That's the one I had. I was old enough at the time to actually play the original uh, blue and red version, and I fell in love with it. It was so much fun. And then I just remember as a kid when like all of our friends would come over, we'd all be up in like our game room, like all playing, you know, silver and gold for the first time, and I really like those Pokemon that they created in that. I like just the first time like you go to Pseudo Widow and like he's just standing there and you have to pour
Oh yeah.
water on him to wake up, and it's just really cool stuff. I think that's the first game where they introduced shinies into the game too, um, which is cool. And then of course like Lugia and Ho-Oh are just like classic
Yeah, they're pretty
classic
iconic.
legendaries. And then it's also if you beat the game, you can go back to Kanto and challenge Red, or it's who was essentially the character you played as in the original. So like that was like a really cool moment in that game.
Mhm.
So yeah, I would say that one is I mean, obviously the original are the original, and those are kind of like the best Pokemon of all time, like the original 151. But yeah, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, whatever, are awesome games. Awesome games. The originals were great too. But yeah, it was I remember like being very hyped as a kid for those
Mhm.
two games to come out, just because like I was so excited for Pokemon back then.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting because you got in from the beginning pretty much.
Yeah. Yep.
Um, and then I kind of got in from gold and silver,
Yep.
but both of our favorite games were the games after the ones we got into.
Yeah.
So
And
Emerald from the
which
beginning.
like Alpha or Ruby and Sapphire, I think were the first games to introduce like evolutions of like the original 151. So like seeing Onyx evolve for the first time into Steelix, like stuff
Oh
like
yeah.
that was pretty awesome to see. And yeah, it was just those early Pokemon games were fantastic. They were so good. And
They
once it
were.
gets to kind of like black and white is when like I slowly kind of started falling out of it. Um,
Yeah, I think
but yeah,
X and
it was
Y
good.
was my kind of my point of falling off. Like I expected kind of more from it,
Yeah,
and it just didn't deliver.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it just kind of
You're,
got samey. I mean, I got really
yeah, I would
samey,
say.
and it just didn't. I didn't feel that magic that you kind of do for the first time playing those original games. But yeah, I kind of want to go back and I tried going to get Soul Silver a couple of years ago from his like shop in Greensboro, but it was like $100.
Jeez.
I was like, nah, I can't. I would love
Yeah,
for them to bring like Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and Omega Ruby and Sapphire to the Switch. That would be really cool.
yeah, they could just kind of port it over in kind
Yeah,
of current state. I mean, that'd be
maybe
really
they'll
fun.
do that at some point. Hopefully
Yeah.
there's not $60, but we'll see. It's
Hopefully.
like I can't buy it. I can't buy it 3 times. I just can't.
You will though. That's the thing.
Yeah, freaking Nintendo, man.
They
Freaking
yeah.
Nintendo.
Something about it, man, just makes me want to spend $60 3 times
Yep.
on the same game.
But before we wrap up the show, Nick, so obviously Microsoft is kind of the last big company that we haven't really heard from,
Yeah.
aside from like Ubisoft and whatever. But when do you think do we hear from them? When do you think is a good time? I mean, we have like Xbox is. I mean, there's really nothing on the horizon, first party wise, from them that I can think of. When do you think their next event is? And do you think they learn from these previous events that we've had so far?
Well, I think they do learn from the events. I'm sure they're kind of watching and seeing all the feedback from people online. I think their next event would be after their deal with ZeniMax like officially closes.
Is that? I thought that closed in January.
There's some lawsuit stuff that
Oh, okay.
that ZeniMax is dealing with. So
Okay.
I don't think they can close until then. So once that like officially goes through, I think they'll have like some sort of events and they'll like kind of bring Bethesda games into the mix. But
Yeah.
that might be like in March or April, which
Okay.
March is tomorrow. So,
Yep.
you never know. Could be next week.
Yeah, that would be really exciting. I think out of all the developers, like we kind of know little, like the least about Microsoft and what they've got up their sleeve. I mean, they're always adding stuff to Game Pass, which is cool. And I imagine once, like you said, the Bethesda or ZeniMax acquisition gets finished, they'll probably like announce a bunch of games coming to Game Pass from them that we don't have already.
Mhm.
So that could be really cool. But yeah, I'm hoping within the next couple of weeks. I mean, that's obviously that's what we want, right? Next, as sooner rather than later. But I think it's. I mean, we're coming up in March. We got to know something. They've got to get some like excitement and hype for the Xbox Series X. We just don't have anything right now.
Yeah, because we have like what State of Decay 3 coming,
Yeah, which we don't have a release date for yet.
release date. Halo Infinite's coming in the fall, so we
Yeah, it's
probably won't
really
see much of that.
that's really it.
Maybe like a new Forza.
Maybe which one's the next one?
I think Forza Motorsport 8
Eight.
would be the next.
Okay.
But I thought I heard they were like rethinking the formula and they're trying to like kind of reboot. So it might just be like just a new type of Forza game.
Just Forza Motorsport or something. Who knows?
Yeah, and
Okay.
then there are like a few titles I want to see more of, like Scorn, like that was that horror
Oh yeah.
last year. I can't think of what else. Like yeah, like it's just kind of barren,
Yeah,
Just
but it's
kind of,
nothing.
like the Medium was the last Xbox exclusive that came out, and I mean, it was good, but it's like a 4 hour game. It's not
Yeah.
gonna keep you for too
Well,
long.
it's interesting because we didn't add it into our news this week, but they had E3 was supposed to be digitally, and it's rumored that it's not going to happen.
Just completely canceled
Yeah,
potentially.
because I mean, like companies are just going to do their own thing, around that time, anyways.
Yeah,
So
you don't have to pay to be hosted.
yeah, they don't need it.
Weird,
Like
weird stuff.
the big three, they don't need it. And then you know they could be like any indie developers and games can kind of be in the big threes conference or whatever
Mhm.
if they're on that platform. So yeah, hopefully we get something soon because we both own the Series X, so obviously we're kind of hungry for some more games here.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see a game that like takes advantage of the console itself.
Yeah, I mean I'd love to like hear about more Fable or something.
But yeah, I forgot about Fable. That's coming
So,
soon.
but who knows when we'll get that? But yeah, that is going to wrap up the show. I appreciate we appreciate everyone that's been watching live and of course listening to the show. Nick, where can they follow us on the Twitchers?
They can follow us at on Twitch. Ooh, what's the tag for Twitch?
It's
Gaming with the Bros.
Gaming with the Broscast, yeah.
And then Twitter is at Gaming WT Bros.
Yep. Yeah, follow us on both platforms. We stream every usually every Sunday night. We may be switching back to Mondays once Nick's job starts slowing down, but we'll see. We'll definitely let you guys know. But for now, I'm streaming every Sunday at 8:30 Eastern time, and we do like polls all the time on Twitter. So we'd love to see what you guys think about some of the bigger gaming news and stuff like that throughout the week. And if you want to follow my personal YouTube channel, just search Atomic Reptar. I've been posting a lot of like reaction videos and like thoughts on these really underwhelming conferences that we've been getting from these developers here recently. So that's been fun doing. And yeah, Nick, anything last thing you want to talk about before we head on?
I think that's it.
Cool deal. All right. Well, we'll see you guys next week.
See you next week. Bye bye.
Bye bye.